Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. According to Sky Sports, Man United are close to agreeing a deal with Barcelona for midfielder Frenkie de Jong. Manchester United have reached a broad agreement over a 56 million fee plus add-ons for Frenkie de Jong. Not so long ago, it said Man United expect to complete a transfer for Frenkie de Jong by Thursday the 30th of June. So it's looking very imminent that Frenkie de Jong will be Erik ten Hag's first signing at Manchester United. So Erik ten Hag will be reuniting with the player. Don't forget, Barcelona have already rejected 2 offers from Man United. Don't forget, Man United rejected Barcelona's request to include Harry Maguire as part of the de Jong deal. I do believe that Frenkie de Jong will address Man United's deficiencies in that midfield. You know, de Jong has not played in the Premier League yet, and it will be good for him to experience the Premier League. He's been at Barcelona for around 3 years or so. He joined Barcelona back in 2019. He's under contract with Barcelona until 2026. Barcelona did get him from Ajax. They paid around £65 million. Now, I want to give you some news on Malacia. Sorry if I've pronounced his name wrong. But anyway, according to David Ornstein from The Athletic, Man United have agreed a £15 million deal to sign Malacia. Man United are looking to hijack Lyon's move for Malacia. Malacia is a left back. He's at Feyenoord. He's been at Feyenoord for a very long time. Well, he joined their academy in 2008. So he's been at Feyenoord for around 14 years. He broke into Feyenoord's senior squad back in 2017. He's made around 98 appearances. He's got a contract with Feyenoord until 2024. So yeah, there's a good chance that he'll be coming to Manchester United as well. You can say he will be the replacement for Alex Telles. There's other players Man United are linked with as well. We've obviously been heavily linked with Anthony from Ajax. There's been a lot of rumours coming out regarding Christian Eriksen. Not so long ago it said Christian Eriksen was choosing between Manchester United and Brentford. He actually said Man United were in pole position to sign Christian Eriksen on a free transfer. Man United had hoped to persuade Christian Eriksen to join before the new season. Man United have already made initial contact with his representatives. One point Man United were in for Jurrien Timber, but don't forget Jurrien Timber rejected a move to Man United. Erik ten Hag's transfer budget has already been revealed. I think he's got around £100 million to spend this summer. But he's going to generate money as ten Hag, because obviously he's going to get rid of a lot of players. We've already seen players leave Man United on free transfers. Juan Mata left Man United on a free transfer. Juan Mata was at Man United for around 8 years. So reflecting on that, he was a long-serving player. Most of the time, Mata was classified as a squad player because he didn't get in the team much. Man United did get him from Chelsea back in 2014 for 37.1 million, with add-ons rises up to 40 million. Earlier on this year, Edison Cavani left. Cavani had a lot of good games when he was a United player, but Cavani did lose his place in the Man United team when Ronaldo re-signed last year. Man United did get Cavani on a free transfer from PSG back in the summer of 2020. Not so long ago, Man United confirmed that Jesse Lingard will be leaving. Jesse Lingard was part of the club for a long time. I'll say the same thing as I said regarding Mata. Lingard was classified as a squad player because he didn't get in the team much. At one point, Lingard enjoyed a 4-month loan spell with West Ham and he made an impact. Matic obviously left Man United not so long ago. Roma announced the signing of Matic on a 1-year deal. Matic is now reuniting with Jose Mourinho. Matic was not one of Man United's first choice midfielders, but despite that, it's still been given his opportunities. Matic did enjoy around 5 years at Man United. Man United got him from Chelsea back in 2017 in a deal worth 40 million. Paul Pogba's obviously left Man United on a free transfer. And not so long ago, Lee Grant retired. So there you go. And more players who will be leaving. Eric Bailly and Axel Tuanzebe are on the way out of the club. Phil Jones, he'll be leaving Manchester United this year. Dean Henderson, he's on his way out of the club as well. The last time I read up, it said Nottingham Forest had agreed a deal to sign Dean Henderson on loan, but there's no option to buy. But it actually said at the first there was an option to buy for around 20 million. Newcastle have also been in for Dean Henderson. Alex Telles, I think he's on his way out of the club. If he doesn't leave this year, I can assure he'll leave next year. Like I said earlier, if we can get that Tyella Malacia from Feyenoord, then I think we'll let Telles go. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I think he's also on his way out of the club this year. I heard that Crystal Palace are interested in getting him on loan. Well, Bissaka was at Palace before he came to Man United. Man United are looking to get rid of Martial permanently to raise funds. Last season, Martial was out on loan with Sevilla. And next year, players who will be leaving Man United. I think next year Fred will be leaving. I think Lindelof will leave next year. Good chance that Cristiano Ronaldo will leave this year. I'm very sceptical he'll leave this year because Ronaldo will obviously want to play under Erik ten Hag. Well, Man United expect Cristiano Ronaldo to stay this summer despite, links to Chelsea. Not so long ago, Ronaldo was offered to Bayern Munich. Roma said they're doing everything they can to get him. His former club Sporting Lisbon have been in for him. There again, it said Ronaldo's ready to quit Man United over the lack of progress with transfers. Ronaldo's contract at Man United expires next year. There's an option to extend for a further year. Marcus Rashford, if he doesn't pick up form and he doesn't stop getting injuries and that, I think he could leave next year. For me, Rashford is a good young player overall, but like I've said so many times, he hasn't been the same player since he had that operation on his shoulder. He missed the first 2 months of last season with that shoulder problem. Rashford though has made it clear he wants to stay at Man United. Not so long ago he rejected a move to Tottenham. Rashford's contract at Man United expires next year. There's an option to extend for a further year. And Luke Shaw, he could leave next year if he doesn't pick up form and he doesn't stop getting injured. So I'm saying the same thing as I just said regarding Rashford. I thought Luke Shaw was very poor last season. Luke Shaw's contract at Man United expires next year. And Tom Heaton, I think he'll leave next year. Probably stay this year because Tom Heaton is a backup, isn't he? He's our third choice keeper, but if Henderson leaves this year, he'll move to second choice goalkeeper. So there you go. Not so long ago, I gave you the news on Mason Greenwood. Mason Greenwood has had his bail extended following a court hearing. Mason Greenwood was suspended by Man United back in January. He was arrested back in January on suspicion of rape, assault and making threats to kill. I think Mason Greenwood's career at Manchester United is officially over. Ten Hag though, he is aware that he's got a massive task ahead of him and he knows that he must exceed expectations, because if he doesn't exceed expectations, there's a very good chance he will get sacked. I've got a lot of faith in Ten Hag. I think he can turn Man United around. You've got to admire what Ten Hag did at Ajax. At Ajax he won Eredivisie titles, he won Dutch Cups, developed the young players well, and revert back to 2019, he got Ajax to the Champions League semi-finals. Ten Hag was the Ajax manager for around 5 years or so. Before as well, Ten Hag managed Utrecht, Bayern Munich's reserves and Go Ahead Eagles. I'm hoping at Man United Ten Hag can replicate what he did at Ajax, but this is the first time Ten Hag is ever managing in the Premier League. And let me put into the equation, Ten Hag is inheriting a lot of deadwood. Ten Hag did attend Man United's final game against Crystal Palace at the end of last season. Earlier on this year, Erik Ten Hag got officially announced as the new Man United manager. He replaced Ralf Rangnick. Ten Hag's got a contract with Man United till 2025. There's an option to extend for a further year. Don't forget Mitchell van der Gaag and Steve McLaren are working alongside Ten Hag at Man United. Earlier on this year, Ralf Rangnick left Manchester United. So obviously it said that Rangnick would not take up the consultancy role. Well, earlier on this year, Ralf Rangnick got appointed in as the new head coach of Austria. Rangnick did sign a 2-year deal. Ralf Rangnick was Man United's interim manager for around 5 months. He only enjoyed one transfer window as Man United's interim manager, and unfortunately didn't get backed in this year's January transfer window. To be fair to Rangnick, when he was the interim manager, he did make changes because he recommended Ewan Sharpin as an assistant coach and analyst. He also recommended Chris Armisen as an assistant coach, and he recommended Saz Chalenzin as a sports psychologist. And before, Rangnick was the head of sports and development at Lokomotiv Moscow. Man United have let 5 managers go since Ferguson retired. So obviously Man United had David Moyes for like 10 months and then sacked him. Man United finished 7th under the David Moyes era. Then after that, Man United had Louis van Gaal. Had him for around 2 years, then sacked him. We did win the FA Cup under Louis van Gaal. And after Louis van Gaal, Man United had Jose Mourinho. Had him for around 2.5 years and sacked him. Mourinho did enjoy one good season at Man United because he won 3 trophies in his first season. But the reasons it didn't work out under Mourinho is because he had bad disputes with the board and bad disputes with the top players. After him, we had Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for almost 3 years. We sacked Solskjaer in November last year. Obviously, when Solskjaer was the Man United manager, he didn't win a trophy, but he did get us to semi-finals and he got us to the Europa League final. In Solskjaer's first full season, got us a 3rd place finish, and in his second full season, got us a 2nd place finish. So there was credit to take from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's managerial tenure. You know, with Solskjaer getting sacked, you know, in November last year, I still adore him. Every United fan does, because Solskjaer is still a legend of the club. And anyway, after Solskjaer, then Man United had Rangnick, and like I said earlier on this year, he left. Like I say, I hate the way the football club has been run for a long time. The Glazers have been one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time, and for a while now, the vast majority of Man United fans have been protesting against the Glazers. And I did initially say that the protesting would persist until the Glazers are out of the club. Like I said to you the other week, Richard Arnold came out and he spoke to some Man United fans at his local pub in order to stop protests outside his house. I've already gone through with you, you know, some of the things that Richard Arnold had mentioned. Richard Arnold did replace Ed Woodward back in February. But the Glazers, like I say, they've owned the club for a long time. They've owned Man United now for around 17 years. They bought the club for 500 million back in 2005. As things stand, Man United have not won a trophy for around 5 years now. Man United have only won, 4 trophies in the last 10 years. The last time Man United won the Premier League was back in 2013. In the last 10 years, Man United have spent over 1.3 billion. Last season, Man United enjoyed their worst ever Premier League season in terms of points. You know, Man United finished on 58 points, and Man United finished 6th last season. Man United are in the Europa League though for the upcoming season. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you with. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do consider subscribe as always, and take care, God bless, and I'll see you all again very soon.